It didn't go all the way. Damn it.
Wow.
Also, what does that say?
Good job.
What does that say?
House on Fire. Available on Wow Presents Plus. Not sponsored, but we might have an interview coming.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Work.
But, hello. I hate it. And welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. I already had my espresso this morning because I was working late because I'm a singer. So I'm currently just drinking water because hydration is important, of course. And I have a cute intro and a cute shirt. And it felt fitting. And I'm angry and sad. But I am indeed wearing my LaFill shirt. LaFill Me Up. I have the matching tote bag as well, which is very adorable. And I would just like to say, like she did in this episode, I'm sending Cheryl home. That's all. My lighting actually adjusted really well, and I was happy about it. And if I was drinking anything, I have to do all of everybody's intros, because nobody with the intros are here today, except for y'all. But if I was drinking other things, it could be out of a cup mug. Signature is not included. Of which one of them is also LaFill.
Yes.
You can get your cup mug and all of our other merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description below, and we do ship domestically within the United States and internationally, so there are no excuses. Period. Okay, now I'm done. I'd do Lana's intro. I'd do David's intro. Jesus.
And isn't it hi bonjour something bonjour hi? Isn't that what we're doing for
Hello,
today?
bonjour, hi.
There we go.
Hello.
So hi, hello. I am River, your Brazilian correspondent here on the Cup, and today I'm doing my best to represent as well. I got all of my Union Jack stuff that I had to rap for our baby LaFill. Gone but never forgotten. Oh, and I'm just drinking some water because I'm losing my voice watching the Olympics from my couch. So
trust, we're all in the middle of Olympics right now, so I understand.
Yes, very that. And I am Brandon, your professional fangirl of Constance Dragon video games. I was drinking water, but I literally got back from work just now, breaking the fourth wall. So, and I'm not trying to drink too much water because I have this thing called stress drinking, and I'll just drink whenever the hell.
Oh, okay.
So,
Understood.
and I'm not trying to go from bathroom breaks from here and there. However, I do want to show this off. My Olivia Rodrigo Stanley Cup came in. It is very cute. Haven't opened it yet. However, I will be drinking out of this at some point. So, I don't have a cute, unfortunately, just basic Gymshark because, you know.
Wow. Dropping the ball.
Also, Gymshark sponsor me. I wear all your shit. So.
Well, valid and fair. But yes, we are here. We are officially a third of the way through this season. Yay!
I mean, I will say this. Like, yes, it's only 6 episodes, but we're getting so much in just a short amount of time.
So much.
And like only 2 episodes, and I am actually living for how this season is going. Like,
yeah, this is good TV so far.
Like, where was this energy for all of All Stars 9?
Oh, and I mentioned on our recap for the first episode, I wish we had in a separate Untucked for this season, especially like.
Right, like Untucked for this season would be so fun.
Yeah,
but yes, I thought this episode was really great. Canada versus the World is definitely serving right now. I'm really, really happy about it. And we're gonna dive into everything going on with this wild ass episode. But first, This isn't Big Brother, but first, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we are here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. Currently, that means, thankfully, a little bit less drag for at least a couple of weeks. I think it's actually 1 week. So we are covering Canada versus the World. We are covering Drag Race Mexico. We've got Drag Race Philippines and Global All-Stars on the horizon. Very, very, very excited. So make sure to subscribe because we're here with all of that. And check out the description below where you can find our audio podcasts, our YouTube, our other YouTube channels, and our Patreon for exclusive content and early access, including early access to the Look Over Here episodes for the franchises we are actively covering. So, So we come back into the workroom and Kahana is gone, even though she shouldn't be, because she won the lip sync.
That part.
Fuck that too.
I'm happy that she's having such a good fan reception, and I'm happy that she's having such... It seems as though, you know, if she had processed some bad feelings about the whole situation, I'm glad that she's taking it on the chin, presumably online. And, like, her Twitter name now is just Queen of the Pork Chops, which she will forever be Queen of the Pork Chops. So... I hated it when Eureka walked in and she was like, 2 pork chops sound really good. I was like, Eureka. Girl.
Like, the body's not even cold yet. It's too soon.
This is going to come as the most shocking thing I've said in a long time on this podcast. I'm ready for Eureka to go home.
That part.
Well, Julie.
Well, Julie. She didn't this episode. Should she have been in the bottom? Yes.
Oh, okay, we'll get into it.
We sure will. But yes, they're all celebrating Lemon's win, celebrating Eureka's lip sync win. Fierce is just fierce and still mad that Lemon did not take a shot at the American girls, which I agree with.
Thank God for Fierce Delicious. Like,
honestly. An angel. Just an absolute fucking angel.
TV
of
gold.
Delusion, TV gold, and sabotage. And I just... Because she voices her opinion again, because Tainomi is like, girl, what are you thinking? Because she's got a look on her face, and I clocked it too before Tainomi said anything. And Fierce is just like, well, I'm just a little upset, you know, that the shot wasn't taken at the girls who had been here several times. Which is a very valid concern that I thought would bite her in the ass this episode, and it really didn't.
It didn't,
and
honestly.
I really thought it was going to.
Mm-hmm.
But we then, everyone's de-dragging, and Tainomi and Fierce are fighting.
For some reason.
Fierce is like,
but
you put a target on my back.
But I think it's like a friend fight. You know, it's not like a serious fight. It's more like a friendly fight. Friendly fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, friendly fire.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like Tainomi said in like very beginning of the season, like her relationship with Fierce is like cousins that you don't want to see each other. In a way,
right?
And that it was giving that. It was giving
that. Like, if you see
really
each other
that.
only at like family gatherings, it's fine. But if you spend like more than one day together, it's like you hate each other. It's very that.
I know the feeling. Mm-hmm. I know. I have those.
We all have that. I think.
Yeah.
Very that. But yeah, we come into the workroom the next day. There's no mini challenge. We go right into Brad walking in and announcing that our challenge for this week is an improv challenge where they are doing a parody of The Hole. Now, is this why Cheryl changed her name?
Well,
maybe.
I actually think it has to do with the fact that Cheryl Cole got married and has a different last name now. So the name is a little bit less relevant now.
Mm-hmm.
But immediately I was like, this is Cheryl's challenge to lose. And it would have been so funny for Cheryl to win the whole.
Yeah.
Producers, y'all need to get your shit together. I'm angry. I'm upset. And I'm disappointed. But they're playing the whole, which is basically just the traitors. It's not like the mole at all.
I wouldn't know.
Like, well, the funniest thing about this whole episode is that Fierce Delicious was on Traitors Canada. Which is why she was talking about, like, I have so much reality TV experience. Yes, girl, you do. You were on a show like this. Where you were a bitch. And then you got voted out because you were a bitch. It's just like, there were, like, some elements of the mole, some elements of the traitors. I actually think, we'll talk about the challenge more. I think the premise and the idea was really strong. And then in execution, it just felt weird.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I'm glad you're saying that because I was like, I didn't know how to judge it because I don't watch those shows that it was inspired by. So I didn't really know how to judge it. So I was waiting to talk to y'all to see like how you feel, to see where I'm at. So
as a fan of both Traitors and The Mole, I'm not even keep putting either of those shows into consideration when it comes to judging this challenge.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's no comparison for me, at least. I don't know, Brandon, if you would disagree.
So I've watched the original season of The Mole, and I remember how like it all went down, and none of that.
You mean you haven't watched the newest season with our icon, diva, and legend, Muna Abdullahi, coverage of which is available on the Cup TV? Dang.
I've been busy. Like literally this last month. This last month I've been like when you say like my work schedule has been like swamped, like that's why. So yeah. And then with traitors,
all you need to know is Stan Muna.
Yes. I know.
I'm telling River, not you.
Oh.
And everyone listening, Stan Muna. Thank you.
Yes. Anyways, so yeah, and I've only watched highlights of Traitors because I don't have Peacock. Yeah. So, but I've seen all the highlights, and let's just say that from what I've gathered, I agree with Logan that I can't judge it based on what it was based on, both The Mole and Traitors. So
yeah, I kind of just judged as like who I thought was funny and like who I laughed at.
I mean, that's how most challenges are when it comes to Drag Race. They're either really funny or they just like go super outlandish when it comes to everything.
And like I also thought of like who stayed in character and all of that, but like there was nothing for me to base it on. So it honestly, in a way, it's kind of good because then that it doesn't make a difference if I watch it or not. So
no, these archetypes though.
Right.
Let's talk about that.
The Karen, the super fan, the gay guy, the soap opera star.
Didn't you think the two of them were very similar? The clairvoyant and the know-it-all was kind of similar.
Yes and
different,
no.
But like they could have been taken in a similar direction, which kind of.
Well, Tainomi didn't take it in any direction, but yes, you're not wrong. Yeah,
they could have done something more different. Like there's so many archetypes that they could have chosen.
I agree with that. The clairvoyant really was more like more medium, more like I'm predicting the future. The know-it-all is like, now I know what the facts are. That voice reminds me of a character from something, and I can't place it. Anyway, which character would y'all have wanted? Because mine would have been easily picked.
Oh God.
I think I would have gone for the super fan. I think.
Me too.
Because like it's the it would be the closest for me to to play.
That's kind
It's
of
like
why I would
the
also
other
do
ones,
it.
or maybe the know-it-all. I would be between those,
Right.
Because I could maybe do either of them.
Definitely.
Yeah. For me, like it's weird to think about because like yes, I can act like it sometimes, but at the same time, I can actually like play it off the petty bitch.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I would have done either the super fan, because this is what we
Well,
Yes. Oh, uh-oh.
Oh.
I would have done, or I would have done the soap opera star. Because it would have been so easy for the soap opera star to go, is that my camera? I'm so surprised.
Forgot this was a character.
Yes, because Eureka was forgettable, and we'll talk about it. I have feelings and opinions.
Same.
But no, it would have been so easy for the soap opera star to just lean into like being the like, I think I would have gone full Dynasty with like the shots to camera of being like,
Yeah, it could have been bigger.
It could have been for someone that says she's big. Should have been bigger.
It's soap opera. Like it needs to be over the. Like you need to be the one that's pulling focus.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
And I could do that really easily. So that's where I'm like, those are the two that I would have probably done.
I felt like if I did the soap opera star, I could have gone like Daytona Wind type thing.
Right. No, I would have gone that direction, kind of Dynasty, kind of Days of Our Lives, like this like melodramatic just, what are you saying to me, Bradley? Like that would have been the vibe. I also feel like, Brandon, you could very easily just play the gay guy.
Well,
Because, spoiler, this one is very gay. But at this point, we get the challenge. We'll talk about the challenge here in a little bit. I want to talk about the workroom stuff before we dive into everything else. And there isn't much workroom stuff. There's kind of a discussion when they're getting ready for the challenge about LaPhil and picking the part that he did and, you know, wanting to find love and all of those wonderful, fantastic things. And then the conversation afterwards is about how to deal with being famous and being a star.
very engaging stuff.
It's so engaging.
I mean, the one moment for me that was the best of the workroom stuff was like even before they got the challenge, like when they just gathered around on the table, that Alexis was talking about the virus of delusion. Like that was the best part of anything before the main challenge. Like that was the only interesting part.
Definitely.
Other than that,
yeah,
yeah, it was an episode of Runways.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with that being said, I guess if no one else has anything, we can just go to the runway.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, because like when it came to that, because like they went straight to the challenge, they never really like.
And the only workroom stuff that they had was a little bit afterwards, and it was just like them talking about how to date when you're a famous drag queen, and what it's like when you're getting fucked and someone says your catchphrase to you in the middle of having sex, and I'm like, okay. Cool.
Oh, and then they were kind of like going over the parts that they picked and all of that, but like there wasn't much there as well. It was just standard stuff.
So, yeah. So, party. I didn't have the audio ready, but hold on. Lisa fucking Rinna!
Oh, this
Looking
dress.
So good.
Yeah, this dress.
So, she did not have a single fucking clue in the world what her agent signed her up for.
Mm-hmm.
But I lived so hard.
I mean, it was an improv challenge, and she improv.
She sure did improv. She sure did improv. That she improved for her life. No, I think Lisa actually looks the best out of anyone, though I think everyone on the panel this week looks really great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, but Lisa is also my favorite, I think. Everyone looks good, but she just stole the show.
Don't talk about her husband. Harry Hamlin. Harry Hamlin.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Hamlin. Harry Hamlin.
Jackie Cox on All Stars. When?
Please God. But no, Brooke looks so fucking good here.
Mm-hmm.
This wave of this hair is so good. I love this. It's almost like a mesh dress, then with this like floral bodysuit underneath that connects through the heel. Like it's so stupid.
No, yeah. Like whoever made this, like I want this.
So good.
So cute.
So good. Tracy looks gorge as always. Brad looks gorge as always. None of that surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about our challenge characters and whatnot. So from left to right, we've got Alexis as the Karen, Fierce Delicious as the petty bitch, Tainomi as the kooky clairvoyant, Cheryl as the super fan, Lisa Rinna as, you guessed it, Lisa Rinna, LaPhil as the love struck one. I forget exactly what the girl in love.
Yeah, girl in love.
Lemon as the gay guy, Kennedy as the know-it-all, and Eureka as the soap opera star. Who stood out in the challenge for you all?
I mean, Cheryl. Period.
Cheryl!
She was so natural and so fast, like so witty, so in character all the time. She looked great. I love.
I'll show you what's in my bag.
Oh, very.
That was like my favorite part of the entire thing, and
killed me.
The screenshots everywhere, and
my favorite part was at the end where when they were voting, that Lemon said with a lisp, she said she pronounced Cheryl differently, and then Cheryl said Cheryl apparently so fast, so quick. That was.
And then she sent herself home.
She did.
She really did.
Cheryl.
That was like the smartest thing she'd done that entire challenge.
Cheryl was so on it. From the moment she walked in, like, oh my God, it's Brad! Like, she really adapted to, she had no clue what the circumstance was going to be, and she adapted to everything. Like, when she's in the confessional, she's like, it's the whole fireplace. I've watched all 47 episodes of the whole, like, it just, y'all, I am angry. I am upset, and I am disappointed. Not at Cheryl, and not either at Kennedy. But I really just think this should have been Cheryl's win.
It really should have.
And but I think on the flip side of that, Kennedy did so well also.
No, yeah.
Like, my favorite part of Kennedy's performance is every time she would sit and she would just rest her hands on her boobs. It was just one of those dumb physical comedy things that just works so well for no reason. Like, Kennedy did so good.
And also all the sticky notes in her wig, her chest.
Pulling the sticky note out of the wig.
Yes.
Pulling the sticky note out of the wig. Out of the wig.
I mean, Kennedy was tied with me for like my second favorite with Lemon. Because like Cheryl, for me, she was like my personal favorite in the challenge. And then Kennedy and Lemon was like neck to neck for me. But Cheryl just ate everyone up. Like, she didn't have one bad moment. She was in it the whole time. The characterization was perfect. Like, she just, she twerked them all.
And I still remember from the trailer when Cheryl said, "This is the best season ever." It was supposed to be in this, but I don't think it was shown here.
No, I don't remember that.
No, yeah. Yeah, because I was thinking about that. I was just like, wait, did she ever say this is the best season ever? And that never happened. So.
Right. And then I think obviously rounding out the top 3 correctly was Lemon.
Yes.
Lemon did such a good job playing this archetype. We all know this guy. We've all met this guy. We all know who he is. But playing it in such a, like, she was, weirdly enough, as the gay guy, playing the straight man in a lot of the scenarios that she was in. But she was so quick with her one-liners. The voting sequence part where she was like, I'm voting for Cheryl. Like, adding the lisp and creating this, like, multi-dimensional character, as Brooklyn put it, I think was very, very good. For me, what put her in third was just that there were a couple of moments where it was a little one note, but the character overall was very multi-dimensional. And so I did really appreciate that. The rest of this is where it gets a little bit like, because everyone else was fine at best.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bottom 2 personally.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the 2 people for me that did the worst in the challenge were Tainomi and Eureka.
That would have been my bottom 2 as well.
Oh. For me, it was unfortunately, and I have to be honest, I can't be biased. It was Tainomi and LaPhil for me. Unfortunately.
Okay.
I hate to say
what
it.
I will, and I see that. I think Phil could have been low for me and I would have been okay. The reason I have Eureka below Phil is I feel like Eureka's character was so one note. And we really didn't see a lot of Eureka. And when we did, it was a lot of her playing Eureka. So I don't understand why she was safe when she basically could have gotten the exact same critique as Fiercelicious, who I thought played it better.
Yeah, my notes were that, like, Fierce played herself, but she did it well. So, like, I would have had, like, I think in my ranking of this, I probably would have had Alexis 4th, because I thought Alexis did a very serviceable job. It wasn't great, it wasn't groundbreaking, but she played her character and she was funny.
No, yeah. Like,
she really stole time in the confessionals. That's where Alexis shined in this challenge.
Yeah, that was like, yeah, that was me too.
I didn't think Alexis did bad, but I thought she was able to still be funny with this role, but I think this was not the right role for her. I think she would have done so much better with literally any other role in this for me.
And that's ultimately her fault for being like, I'm not going to pick anything. Because I easily feel like Lemon could have played the Karen and it would have been just as good as her playing the gay guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Alexis would have done with the gay guy character, honestly.
I think the best would have been if Eureka and Alexis switched roles. I think that would have worked better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I could definitely see that.
Because Eureka was a little over the top, but it was just a one-note character. Like, there were no dimensions to her character. Whereas what I will say about LaPhil is I don't think Phil's jokes landed all the time, but what I will commend him for is the fact that he did go for it. He attempted, like, even the judges were like, oh, you didn't go for it, blah, blah. He did. There were a lot of jokes that he went for, and they may not have landed specifically well, but at least he was going for jokes. Whereas Eureka was kind of just like, yes, Lisa girl, yes. Like, she was fangirling over Lisa Rinna the whole damn time.
I think that the thing for me is that, like, Eureka is an actress, right? Like, that is one of her fortes, right? One of her things. Mm-hmm. And Phil, I don't think is or considers himself an actor.
Not really, I don't think.
Right? Like, so the thing for me is I could see that Phil was really trying and he had an idea of what he wanted to do. It's just, it didn't work for me. Mm. But I could see that there was thought behind it and that it was like intentional. Right?
I get that. I get that.
So
for me, I just appreciate someone who is intentional in that way than someone that plays a one-dimensional character that's basically themselves. And I would say that about anyone. Y'all already know I am biased against Eureka. I just don't like Eureka. I really just don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to be as impartial as I can. And in this scenario, like, I would rather have someone who's going for jokes, even if they're not landing, than someone who is playing the same, like, one note kind of character.
Playing it safe, kind of. Yeah.
Eureka played this so safe
That makes sense.
that I thought she was going to be in the bottom, because honestly, Fierce made me laugh more than Eureka did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I understand putting Fierce in the bottom 3. I think her runway deserved her being safe, honestly, over
Yes.
Eureka's. Even though we'll talk about Eureka's runway, it was really, really good. But I thought Fierce might have been playing herself, but she was playing a good character. So I did understand why she was a little frustrated being in the bottom, because I saw that and I was like, I thought her and Alexis for me were perfectly serviceable.
Yeah, with LaFille for me, because how I saw him be more, because like you can see him try. Like I was like very like happy to see, because LaFille did say that they are not the best in comedy challenges. So
Well, they never got to do one on UK4. Really?
Right, it was just a Rusical, right? I think.
No, they did the weren't they in the challenge where Baby was like, big old titties in your face? What, that challenge? Wasn't Phil in that challenge? Was that the challenge Phil went home on?
Don't remember it all.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I just
remember that he was in the Rusical, so that and did well. So
Yes.
So that's how I see it, because again with Fierce, like yes, Fierce was playing herself most of the time. However, did a little better than how Eureka played herself as the soap opera star. So, and I do agree, like Fierce did a little better, but at the same time, I did kind of agree with the judges that like you can play yourself, but I wish you like there was a bit more you could have done. Like I could have.
Then they could have put Eureka in the bottom for the same reason, you know.
And I think they
could have. Yeah.
They could have.
Because I don't see, the thing is for me is I don't see the difference between what Eureka did and what Fierce did, and because they both played themselves. Like,
no, because
which is why they both should have just been in the bottom, and Phil should have been safe. Period. Then.
And they both had like good runways that could have saved them, but like if they put Fierce in the bottom, they should have put Eureka in the bottom for the same reasons.
I agree.
Yeah, because like I feel like the levels that they brought could have been a little bit over the top, if I'll be honest. Could have like
right.
So.
Whereas they both played perfectly fine characters, and I would have been fine if both of them had been in the bottom with Tainomi, because all of them played one-note characters, where at least with LaFille was actively trying to make things happen in the challenge.
Yeah,
so if we're going to judge people...
Sorry.
You're fine. Go ahead. Good.
I don't know if I would have put Fierce in the bottom, simply because she made me laugh so much. When they had the first chat with Lisa, and Lisa was leaving, and she said, "Nice chatting," and Fierce responded with, "Was it?"
Was it? It was so good.
Oh yes, that was good.
Got me.
I'm just saying if we're gonna judge Fierce for having a one-note character, and frankly Tainomi for having a one-note character, then why aren't we also judging Eureka on that same note? And then why aren't we having all three of them in the bottom? I have a conspiracy theory that they just didn't want LaFille to go further in the competition, which is also why, conspiracy theory, I don't think they gave Cheryl the win. Because if they gave Cheryl the win, Cheryl saves Phil. 100%. Cheryl doesn't have a connection to Tainomi or Fierce.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So Cheryl saves Phil, and a Canadian goes home. And they didn't want that.
And Cheryl knows what it's like to go home early as well. So, like, she wouldn't...
This is literally the episode Cheryl went home on. And it would have been such good story arc as well for Lemon to be the first one to go home on UK versus the World and then to win the first challenge. For Cheryl to go home episode 2 on UK versus the World and then to win episode 2 on a challenge called The Hole. Producers, you really need to call me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because what y'all are doing is not it.
Clock that tea.
Clock that tea.
Not that I want Tainomi or Fierce to go home in this situation, because I also would have just had Eureka in the bottom, period. But like,
Yeah.
and it doesn't not make sense for Kennedy to win this challenge either. It's just like, you had an opportunity and you failed. And that tells me they don't give a fuck about Cheryl in this season.
Or that Canada takes more into consideration the runway when judging. Not more than the challenge.
They do.
Challenge, I
That
mean
is-
just
that
more
is a
than
thing, though.
regular drag race.
Well, no, and that is the thing, because they do. That is the thing
I
we know
honestly
Canada's
think
Drag Race to
that's
do.
why she didn't win. Honestly.
I think that's why. No, I 100% agree. And we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But any other thoughts on the whole?
Lisa Rinna trying to vote fierce.
Fabulicious. Oh my god.
Miss Fabulicious. I loved it.
And didn't
That's-
Kennedy also write Cheryl with an S? Because she doesn't know how to spell.
And then
I don't know if it's intentional or
Tainomi
not.
spelled Kennedy in the weirdest possible. It was like Kanadee. I'm like, girl. Tainomi, baby.
A girl.
Um,
Also, the same moment that I liked with my favorite moment, I think, was at the end with Cheryl and Lemon. After
Mhm.
Cheryl said, Sarah apparently and Lemon said, "Don't make fun of my lisp, you homophobe."
and then walking
that was-
over is like homophobic. I lived so much. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the gag that everyone is the whole except for Lisa Rinna.
Mhm.
I saw that coming because the only one they showed
Lisa.
not get it was Lisa, and so I was like, oh, everyone's gonna be the whole, isn't it? Okay, cool, that happened. Great.
No, that killed me. That killed me.
I loved it. I thought overall it was a good challenge, but I wish it was longer.
No, it,
Yeah,
it
it felt
felt
kinda
really
short.
long though. It did feel long though.
It felt long, and then they only really had 3 scenes to improv in, because it was the intro, it was the split group, and then it was the voting. Like, they only had 3 instances to improv, and I would have liked maybe another additional part to it.
Something else in the middle, right? To kind of
Right. Like, I wanted something where, like, they're in, like, smaller breakout groups or something, like they would do on the Mole, like they would do on the Traders. Like, I want something like that.
or maybe after they did the entrance and then they did the group chat, they could have after that done like a meeting of the 2 groups to kind of like mingle and trade information,
Right.
that kind of,
Right.
and then go to the voting. But yeah,
And that's not what happened. So, anyway, we are going to move to the runway. Category is Mother Nature.
love.
We'll give some quick thoughts here, as we always do. But of course, we have our Look Over Here episode where we will be talking about the looks in depth. And that'll be out shortly after this one is. But if you want early access to it, you can always join us on Patreon. We encourage it. Thank you. And first up, our dearest Shuz.
Do I
see.
start?
Nope.
Nope, go ahead.
Yeah, technically it's me since I'm on the bottom right now.
Nope. Go.
So I will
Well,
say
that's not how we've been doing it as of recent, Brandon.
oh.
You would know if you were here. I'm kidding.
I will say this. Conceptually, like I see where she was going, but it didn't play out.
The proportions is the problem for me because it's not bad, but it's just proportions are off.
Great concept, poor execution. Next up, LaPhil.
I'll be honest, I forgot what this looked like until I saw this again.
Oh,
Yeah. Because I was like, I saw like the green dress and I was like, okay, I see where this is going, but didn't know where everything else was going. So I'm not sure because that's how I was trying to like gauge this. So
I wanna like it, I want to like it. I see where they were going, but I don't think they got there.
I actually enjoy this. I don't think it's the best look of the night by far, but there is an element of it that I do really, really enjoy. And the reusable or the renewable materials of it all is really, really nice. It just, for me, mostly looks like a Project Runway unconventional materials challenge. And I don't say that in a bad way. I just say that that's kind of what it's giving. So.
Love the hair, though.
Yes. Lemon.
Love this so much. Like, I don't think I've ever seen Lemon in a colored wig of this.
Other than yellow?
Other than yellow.
Other than yellow and blonde, yeah.
She's done a few. Never anything like this, though.
No, but this was amazing. This was amazing.
Yeah, I love this. I love the concept, and I love the execution. I just don't love the shoe, but we'll get into it.
The shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Love purple. Kush.
Okay.
Love pink. Love pink.
Love lemon.
Love lemon. Miss Fierce Delicious.
Oh my God.
My favorite look of the night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hands down, my favorite look of the night.
Mm-hmm. Literally mother. Literally
mother. Literally mother.
Is all I have to say. Oh.
Literally mother. I love her. Alexis Mateo.
I really love this. I really love this one. Because like this is so different for Alexis, and this is like I'm so happy to see that.
I personally don't like it aesthetically, but I can appreciate how well made this is and how beautiful she looks.
She looks good.
Well,
Eureka! We found it, I guess.
Honestly, this was surprisingly good. Like the mushrooms detail of it all, and of course, like the dead leaves too. Like that got me as well.
yeah, I can't lie. This is really good. I just don't love it as much because it reminds me of Bettina Polaroids with the Glamazon runway. It's very similar. And Bettina was...
Bettina's was better.
Yeah, but this is still really good.
Yeah. It's really, really, really good. Like, if this is what made her safe instead of in the bottom, I get it. I do.
Yeah.
This was my preferred tree look also, I'll be honest. So, yeah, I thought Eureka looked good. It's a tree!
Yeah.
And don't worry, keep that banner up, because next up, Kennedy Davenport! Yes.
The hair. The hair. Come on.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. There's small things I would change, but it's so good. I'm not a fan of this makeup specifically.
Love this concept. Love the direction she took it. There's just a couple of things that took me out of the overall fantasy. But overall, it is a very good look. And I would say I prefer Eureka's to Kennedy's. Personally.
Yeah.
And last up, Tainomi Banks.
The nails.
The nails.
Also, I love this. I love the trident as well. Oh, and this wig.
The wig is so good.
The wig is good. See, I don't like the trident. That's the one thing I don't like. The problem.
Fair.
But she looks beautiful.
She looks beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but the props, I
Mm. I think it's good. There's a couple of styling choices I would have done a little bit differently, but the garment itself I really, really like. So that's where I'm at.
and the accessories as well is really good.
That part.
Yeah.
So we get our results. We find out that Alexis and Eureka are safe. And they literally did the top, the safe, and the bottom by girl group again. Which kind of gagged me.
I don't think that was intended.
It was not intentional at all, but the fact that it happened is kind of crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because once again, we have the same top three of Cheryl, Lemon, and Kennedy. This time with a slightly different result. And we get Kennedy winning this challenge, which I am not mad at in the slightest because she did do a really, really good job. For me, and I think for all of us, this should have been Cheryl's win. Damn it!
Yeah.
Angry. I'm angry. I'm upset. I'm disappointed. Producers, you had a golden opportunity in front of your face and you ruined it.
Yeah.
Soiled it.
Yeah.
I
also think that Cheryl should have won, but I think it could have honestly gone to any of the top three and it would have.
Yes. Absolutely. It genuinely could have been any of them and it would have, it would have made complete sense. So,
but yeah, I would have given it to Cheryl because she ate that challenge up.
Yeah, definitely. And we, of course, end up with a bottom three of Phil, Tainomi, and Fierce. Kennedy obviously has the Golden Beaver. We go back into the workroom, and it's a much less tense discussion this week, though still kind of like all the jabs are being thrown at in confessional and not, in person.
I think this Untucked was more low key because Fierce was in the bottom and wasn't able to stir shit up. So I think that
she still could have.
I mean, yeah,
she still did though because she was
but
I don't get why I'm in the bottom.
Gagged. Yeah, she was really gagged. So.
And I mean, I wouldn't have had her in the bottom either. So I understood why she was upset and angry about it. Because I was like, girl, I wouldn't have had you in the bottom either. But
yeah,
that's just me. But yeah, they all kind of give their reasoning. Tainomi, for me, felt a little defeated again. And I was like, God damn it.
No.
We were rooting
she kind
for
of
you.
went
we were all
in
rooting for you.
Very defeated already to the challenge, right? She kind of didn't go in with that much confidence. So
because we heard Lemon say in confessional that she looked at Tainomi and she was like instantly, oh shit, girl, she's in her head. And it's like, no, I don't want this for Tainomi because I love Tainomi so much.
And they were saying that she's so funny naturally, and then when she's asked to be funny, she shrinks, which makes sense because I relate very much with that.
I followed her on Instagram since her season and she is so stupid funny. And it's just she just for me is turning into one of the girls, and I hate saying this about Tainomi because I love her, but she's turning into one of the girls that just is a phenomenal drag queen that just is not good at Drag Race.
Maybe.
And she did say herself that she was in her head.
Yeah.
So
she was like, oh shit, I got the same critiques that I've been running away from for 4 years. Fuck. I just feel bad. I feel bad.
Yeah, me too.
And this is, like I said earlier, this is another one of the reasons why I think they didn't give the win to Cheryl, because if they had given the win to Cheryl, Cheryl would have saved Phil.
Yeah.
I don't think Cheryl has any specific reason to save Tainomi or Fierce. And Cheryl knows that there's only 2 UK girls. So she needed to take this opportunity to take out one of the Canadian girls. Now, which one of them it would have been, I don't know. It probably would have been Tainomi in this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
And I
they
didn't wanna
wanted
see
to
that
have
either.
the two Canadian
No.
girls lip sync this early.
No, yeah, and with how like the beginning of the episode with Tainomi and Fierce,
Right.
I
And
was
that, hi, again, storyline producers. You had them fighting at the start of the episode. Give Cheryl the win because she's the whole, because she's Cheryl Hole. Not anymore, but she used to be. Give her her first win on the challenge episode where she went home on her last season, and then have her save Phil. Keep Phil around because he's fucking great. Put Tainomi and Fierce in the bottom and send one of them home.
Yep.
It writes itself.
And also with the ball being next week, spoiler alert, but like, and then Phil not being there for the ball, like, oh my god, I'm
pissed. I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
We're on the same boat, baby.
Mm.
But Kennedy makes, a very valid decision for herself. She decides with the beaver she's going to save Fierce. We end up with Phil and Tainomi in the bottom. The friends, too, which I was really upset about. But it still would have been a better storyline to put Tainomi and Fierce in the bottom. But whatever. They lip sync to Let Me Think About It by Ida Core. And I was like, oh, I don't know this song. And then as soon as the song played, I was like, oh, I do know this song. Actually.
Yeah, me too.
It's that TikTok song. I was like, oh.
TikTok?
Okay. Yeah, I know it from TikTok.
Girl, I've been listening to this song for over 10 years. I am obsessed with it. I used to listen to it like at house parties in my teenage years, and it's just nostalgic to me.
Oh, no.
When it came on, I got up.
Oh, I know this from TikTok. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I knew about the song because back in 2009, I did like this dance program, and we did a choreo set with this. So I was like, wait, I actually know this. I was like, excuse me.
It's such a good song. Oh.
And I have to say, 2 weeks in a row, Canada versus the World is coming through with some damn good lip syncs.
Canada always does, right?
Canada
versus the World
does,
and
main series.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's always good lip syncing on Canada. Now here's what I'm going to say. I love these two entertainers dearly. The right decision was made. Because I think Phil did such a good job. And he explained online his like whole perspective behind it of being this like glitching robot, which I think is a really cool way to go about this song. Because this song is very strange to perform as a lip sync.
Yeah.
The beat is very like robotic, very like dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
Yeah. And also I think didn't
yeah.
he say that it was because he was going against a person that is like a dancer?
Yes.
And they wanted to like take a different direction to kind of not.
Yeah, he wanted to stand out
like,
because he hadn't been in the challenge. So it makes sense. And I think he gave a great performance. Both of his lip syncs on Drag Race have been really good. He just went against two really good lip syncers, unfortunately, is really what it is. Because Tainomi did what Tainomi does and was incredible and knocked it out of the park. And as much as I love Phil, I also love Tainomi, and I think the decision was correct.
Yeah, I agree.
No, first watch, I thought they were really close. And then I watched it again. Unfortunately, Tainomi did better.
I still think it was really close, though.
Mm-hmm. It still was close.
I mean, they both did good. It's just Tainomi did kind of.
Canada, keep it up with this level of lip syncing because y'all always turn it out, but we lose LaVille. The only Asian queen going home, episode 2, again on Canada versus the World.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm depressed, I'm angry, I'm upset, and I'm frustrated because this episode literally wrote itself. Not that I wanted Tainomi to go home, but this entire episode literally wrote itself, and producers decided, no, we're going to send home LaPhil because we don't care about LaPhil. Even though LaPhil is an absolute fucking angel and went out the absolute best way that he could because he's an angel.
I'm so upset.
Yeah.
And then like having met him at DragCon too, like it was just it hurt even more because he's so nice in person. Just like God.
So talented.
I need LaPhil
So
to come
talented.
To the US. I need LaPhil to come to the US soon. So
Phil, please come to the US. I will pack a bar with everyone I know to see you, please. Like truly just adore. Love LaPhil. Love Phil.
Love.
Phil.
Love Phil. But yes, we do find out that next week is going to be the ball. So I'm really curious when we're getting this Snatch Game, the Rusical. That has to be episode 4, right?
Has to be.
With 6 people.
Mm-hmm. I see that. They did.
I see it.
They did share the Rusical with I think 5.
Share the Rusical? No, it was like 7 or 8.
Yeah, because Monet was on it still.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember that, but it was like that at that point in time. It was like less people, and then with season 15, they
I
had
think it was
6 people.
8.
8.
Yeah, season 15 was 6 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Also, don't they do Snatch Game a little different in Canada versus the world?
Well, this one, if you remember from the trailer, it's Snatch Game the Rusical. They're combining the challenges.
Oh,
did you not? Oh, did you not see that in the trailer?
I think I did, but I don't.
Yeah, there was a shot. There was a shot of a little like it was a script, and it said Snatch Game the Rusical.
Interesting.
Ooh, this is gonna be interesting.
So then, okay, so if next week is the ball, episode 4 is then I'm gonna assume Snatch Game the Rusical. What's episode 5?
Makeover?
The roast? Makeover! And then finale.
Yep.
That feels correct for a Drag Race season that's only 5 competitive episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Make this
But
first longer,
actually,
please.
I kind of would prefer if they did, instead of a makeover, if they did a roast.
I think I would
prefer
too.
that.
Because remember, well, top five on Canada versus the World season 1 was an acting challenge. Because it was that dumb. Remember that dumb challenge where Silky was the ninja and then she had the stunt double.
Yep. That's so
clip
good.
resurfaced on Twitter this week, and I was like, I'm dying. I love it so much. But
that episode was such a fever dream.
God, that fever dream. But yeah, that is that for our thoughts on this episode of
I lost both of my team. I only have Lemon on my team.
Oh, I don't even remember the draft.
I had all the L's. So I had Lakahena, I had LaPhil, and I had Lemon.
Oh shit. Yeah,
So,
I don't remember who I have.
Hold on, I can pull it up.
I have Cheryl, I think.
I'm holding on for a Lemon to the end of this season.
Holding on for a lemon to the end
Okay,
of the night.
so to review. Yeah, to review.
Please.
So I have Kennedy, LaPhil, and Fierce Delicious. Eve had Tainomi, Alexis, and Cheryl. Logan had Tainomi, Lemon, and Eureka. Mm-hmm. And River had Lemon, LaPhil, and Lakahena.
It's anyone's game.
Literally.
Loki, can you send me that list also? Okay, thanks. I will have a draft update next week. We don't have one currently, but
yes.
Thank you for joining us for this recap of Canada's Drag Race Crave Virtual Canada vs. the World Season 2, Episode 2. Make sure to check out our Look Over Here episode where we dive into the Mother Nature runway from this episode. In the meantime, make sure to subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure to check the description below where you can find our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, where you can find us on socials, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup mug. Signatures, not included, unless you want to sign it yourself. And in that case, do it. I support you. Do whatever you want to. With that being said, we're going to get out of here. Hey up, love. Cheers.
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 I'm so sad about LaPhil.
LaPhil me up, please.
Yes. Go buy his merch.